The presentation of the colors is brought to you by the United States Coast Guard.
Chief's mess, attend, hut!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Some say it's the toughest region in the state. 6A Region 1, and we're going to find out tonight as the Spanish Fort Toros have come across the bay to take on the Blount Leopards as we get ready to kick off Dr. Pepper's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Sonic.
This is Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals, presented by Sonic.
Harris Terry Stadium, where we're at tonight for Friday Night Rivals as we begin region play. The Spanish Fort Toros traveling across the bay to take on the Blount Leopards in this big matchup to start things in Region 1 contest here tonight. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner Dan Brennan, and Dan, both coaches talking to us this week about those first game jitters. Hopefully they're out of the way because each team had a non-region game. This region is so packed with 9 teams, only 4 going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You got to be ready to go starting tonight.
You can't even identify who those teams will be not making the playoffs. They're all solid names, solid programs, but with the addition of Murphy, the addition of Theodore.
McGill,
of course, is here. St. Paul's has moved up. Very, very tough region.
Yeah, of the 9 teams in this region, 6 went to the playoffs last year. Yeah. Of course, some were in different classifications, but a perennial playoff powerhouse are the Spanish Fort Toros. And, of course, they have a new coach with Chase Smith there this year. But one thing that if they're going to be back in the playoffs and be a force, they're going to be great on defense like we've seen so many years in the past.
Yeah, and they've got a great defensive end. His name is Cole McConaughey, and he's big. He's 6'4", about 230, 220, and he's already getting looks. We noticed him last year, right?
Yeah, jumped out as a sophomore.
A year ago. Played very well, just not a big athlete. He really sets the edge and does a good job rushing the passer. So Cole McConaughey is definitely going to be one to watch. He's really, seriously, you can't miss him.
Yeah, already you said Colorado, right?
Yeah, Colorado and UAB have offered already, and probably more to come.
All right, on the other side, this Blount Leopard team, defensively, they played really well last week. Only gave up 7 to their big rival in Viger, but they didn't get the ball in the end zone. They struggled in the red zone, penalties. They had turnovers, but they're going to have to get better on the ground tonight, and I think they got a guy who can do it, who we're going to kind of see all over the field.
Jarius Houston does play a little defense too, but he only got the ball 8 times last week. He rushed for 60 yards. Probably going to get it more. He's a smallish back, but a great athlete. So look for Jarius Houston to play a much larger role for the Blount Leopards tonight.
Yeah, gonna need that. And I think Blount just want to get in the end zone, get the first score of the year, and kind of feel like okay, now we're moving on. So we're just a few minutes away from kickoff here as we've got Blount playing host to Spanish Fort, and we will give you that kickoff. But first, these words from the City of Mobile and their Kindness Counts campaign. And just about ready to get started here at Harris Terry Stadium. Ready for our coin toss. Referee Sean Kelly. Presented by the Sheriff's Office of Mobile County. Trying to find the coin in the tall fescue here tonight. So we're getting the whole coin toss here. So Blount won the coin toss. They deferred, so Spanish Fort's going to get the ball, and the Leopards will get it to start the second half. Before we get the kickoff here, let's go down to Heather Healy on the sidelines. Heather.
Hey guys, good evening. It's a battle of first-year head coaches, battle of the first win of the season. Spanish Fort falling to Fairhope in that tough loss last week, and the home team falling to Viger. But both of these head coaches know the importance of tonight, not only to get their first win of the season of their programs, but in region play. I talked to both coaches during pregame. They are laser-sharp focused. They know what to do to get the dub tonight. Also, we're going to get you an update on the field conditions because it's been quite the wet week here on the Gulf Coast. So stay tuned for that later on, guys.
Nemo Hickson takes the short kickoff for the Toros, and he's out to about the 33-yard line. And we will see the Spanish Fort offense put up 28 last week in their loss. A really tough loss to Fairhope as they were tied very, very late in the fourth quarter on a 3rd and long. They went for it, trying to get a touchdown, got an interception. Didn't work out. Braden Walker, the quarterback. Gottfried in the backfield. We'll also see Sawyer Wilson, the sophomore back there, who had 3 touchdowns last week. White, Dolan, Bradley, Blackman, and Smith, the blockers up front. Braden Walker, senior.
Trying to get it untangled.
And Coach Chase Smith, Dan, saying, first game, got those first game jitters out of the way, and now he can really, really spin it if he gets a chance.
Just play football.
He'll give this one off to Godfrey. On the left side, we see Godfrey out of the backfield. He's going to UAB. We've seen him in the slot and some on the outside the past couple of seasons for the Toros, but now going to be featured more out of the backfield. This Blount defense played great last week. Only gave up 7 to defending 5A state champs Viger. Wakefield on the outside along with Howard. Then you got the 2 big guys in the middle, Curtis and Norwood. They want to kind of get everything filtered to the linebacker Anthony Jones. Brand is there along with Williams. Then they got the Ball Hawks in the secondary, including the sophomore Lazarick Johnson. Roberts, another sophomore, had an interception last week as Passarelli goes in motion. Play clock under 5, and give this time just for a couple as Godfrey gets out. Back to the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd and long. Now this is a very wet field. The grass is very tall. And I think a big part of that probably, Dan, with all the rain we had this week, there's no chance to get it mowed.
No, I mean, how long would it take to mow the grass? Did we have that much dry weather this entire week?
So 3rd and 11 here for the Toros as Walker looks over at the sideline, and we'll see Nemo Hickson split out to the bottom of the screen. And looking that way is Walker. And it's just overthrown. Good job getting a hand on to break that one up was Bobby Jones, the junior. And the Leopards there, they knew they wanted to go to Hickson as there were 3 purple jerseys in the vicinity of Nemo Hickson, the sophomore.
We better enjoy reading these numbers on their backs while we can, because these guys, this is going to look like an old Bears game, right?
Yeah, and it rained a bunch here again today. And so Lucas Bro now on to punt, a 3 and out for the Toros, and Cartel Washington, sophomore, stands back at about the 25 for the Leopards. Bro, a line drive, and that one just inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line, and that one didn't get more than 6 feet off the ground.
No, I don't think it ever did. And
might have been a wet ball, kind of slipping off the side of the foot. Bro's a good punter. He got a big leg.
Very fortunate it didn't hit a Blount player on the way down.
Yeah. This Blount offense, again, didn't score last week. Moved it a lot, but they had 4 turnovers. They got inside the red zone 3 times and came away with no points.
Had a tough time, yeah.
The sophomore junior quarterback came over from Davidson. Deshaun Williams in the backfield. Houston will be back there as well. Antonio Robinson Jackson, big at 6'5" on the outside. Marlon Miller and also Myron Dunklin are the receivers, and the give down the inside to Deshaun Williams. He had 12 carries for 62 yards last week. Javonte Walton made the stop for the Toros. McConaughey, Dan talked about him in the pregame show. Williams returns as a starter. Freeman and Tripley, another returning starter on the outside. Walton just made the tackle. Baggett and Beach, and in the secondary, you got Kyer and JoJo Hickson, a 3-year starter at strong safety. Hopkins and Tucker Shirley at the other corner. Can give and nowhere to go. Gain maybe a yard. Going to bring up third and about 3.
You know, between the weather, the field, and the physical makeup of these teams, it's going to be a pretty physical game tonight.
Blount big on that offensive line. Anchored by Willie Anderson on the right side, the right tackle. Willis Anderson going to USA. And 3rd and 3. We'll call it a long 3, short 4, actually. And Watson stays in the backfield with 4 receivers. Ford can pull it down. He can scramble as well. He had 82 yards. That led the team in rushing last week. Quick out. That slips out of his hands. Goes all the way to the far side to Jackson. Jackson, the big receiver at 6'5", but I think Ford threw that further behind Jackson than he wanted. They just want a little quick out, and they lose one.
He threw it so far behind him, I thought it was a double pass. But you're right, it just slipped out of his hand. And, of course, had it set him up for a problem because he wasn't able to pick up the yardage since the ball was
so they
behind the quarterback.
Lose a yard, so 4th and 5. And the Leopards are going to go for it. Ford with a hard count now. I think Coach Harris is going to take a timeout. Maybe he's going to send the punt team out here. Maybe just want to see if he could draw him offside. A big decision early on here about the 45. Josh Harris, first-year coach, played here at Blount. No relation to the legendary Coach Ben Harris. But he was his quarterback back in 2006. Went up at Tuskegee, played there. Got injured, kind of cut his career short. That he's been coaching since. And coached at Scarborough Middle School.
I think they won the city last year. They may have, which is a big deal in Mobile County. That which middle school wins the title. There's a lot of schools. You got to think about the middle schools, Jim. They feed a lot of high schools. So you've got so much talent at those concentrated at those middle schools. It's pretty amazing.
Lev Holly, a big mentor to Josh Harris. Of course, this Blount team, so legendary. Back in the 90s. State champs in 90, 92, 96, 97, 98. I mean, they
unreal.
A powerhouse. And now after the timeout, they will send Myron Dunklin on to punt. And Hickson and Godfrey back deep. We saw Bro for the Toros not get off a good punt at all. And Dunklin, very high punt. Fair catch called for, and Hickson will take it at the 33. So both teams go 3 and out in their opening possession.
I got a little bit more.
Wonder if a little too players trying to figure out the footing a little bit here. This field does not have a big crown on it, so it looks like it did not drain very well with all this. I mean, over 10 inches of rain this week, it seems like, in parts of Mobile County. And
yeah, that's so bad. Some of the teams simply couldn't play, right? You had Alma Bryant ended up going on the road tonight because it was unplayable down there.
Yep. So Chase Smith, in his first year as the head coach of the Toros, was at Robertsdale, was an assistant coach at Spanish Fort, was at South Alabama. Then, of course, he started up the Orange Beach program, and they had great success down there. And now a pre-snap timeout after a punt. Don't see that very often. And Coach Smith trying to get a handle on what took place there. So as we talked about 6A Region 1 here, it is now a nine-team region. So you play 8 region games. Top 4 teams will make the playoffs, and there's where we're at. Everybody opening up region play tonight. So just look at that. Saraland. Theodore comes down from 7A. Baldwin County used to be 7A. McGill-Tulin used to be 7A. Murphy used to be 7A. Robertsdale, Blount, Spanish Fort, St. Paul's was in 5A, got bumped up to 6A. So that's why some are saying it's like the SEC of conferences down here in Region 1. And only 4 of those teams, 6 of those 9 went to the playoffs last year. Only 4 are going to make it. There's going to be some good teams in this region that don't go to the playoffs.
Another very interesting game tonight. The first ever between McGill-Tulin and St. Paul's. First time ever.
Crazy. 2 long-time institutions in Mobile. Walker, and now we get a flag. It's Sawyer Wilson, who had the 3 touchdowns last week, is checked into the game. And Sean Kelly. We like his no-nonsense approach when he's the referee of our games.
Yeah, like
prior to the snap, illegal procedure. On the offense, it's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
He does a good job explaining what's going on.
And make it a 1st and 15 now here for the Toros. As we said, the sophomore who really a pleasant surprise last week. Sawyer Wilson will take the handoff here, and he'll pick up 3 on first down. Coach Smith really, really high on this young man. We talked to him on the field before the game.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. He's a sprinter on the track team, so he's got some pretty good wheels. But he said he simply just made himself into a really good football player and only a 10th grader. So pretty remarkable story, really. Then talk about 10th graders. We saw 3 or 4 of them for Saraland last week that were nasty.
Yeah, we'll see some more of that Saraland action. Our player of the game is now Breland looking to throw, wants to get his tight end, and he's going to get him up close to a first down. Passarelli with the catch, and he's going to be right at the stick. And going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah. Smith was saying we've got to run it. We've got to run it and set up the pass. Good first down by Spanish Fort.
Yep. They pick up 12. They pick up 12 and get the first down. And now another flag before the snap. This one's going to be
prior to the snap. Illegal procedure.
Spanish Fort again.
On the offense.
Starting
it's a
1st
5-yard
and 15
penalty.
again. They're putting
Still
themselves
playing 1.
in a tough spot behind the sticks. The pass to Passarelli got him out of the problem last time. Let's see what they do here. 1st and 15 again.
High snap. Give it off. Godfrey back in there, and Godfrey will get up to the 45. He'll pick up about 7, maybe to 8. It's a nice 1-2 punch you got back there. Godfrey is senior this year. We've seen him the past few years.
Yeah, he's just been a really good player. He was really good as a sophomore, too. And he's a really good return man, too. This game, the way it's going, there could be a big play on the returns or special teams that could turn this thing around.
2nd and 7. Here now for the Toros. You see Godfrey. It's going to bring up 3rd and long here. Blount big up front defensively. We talked about on the offensive line there. In the middle, you got Ladarian Curtis at 6'1", 280. Norwood 6'1", 283. Norwood had 9 tackles and 3 tackles for a loss last week. And if you get through him, then you got to deal with Anthony Jones, their 3-year starter at linebacker. 3rd and 6 here for Spanish Fort as we approach the halfway point.
Watch the play clock, Jim.
Down to 2, and a high snap again. Walker pressure, wanted to get the screen off, and it was thrown low, and pressure was coming in as well. Jerry Brand was coming. Also, Jamal Wigfell.
No,
and
the
get
play almost
behind the
has
sticks on first down.
And two high snaps.
Yep.
The play almost is dead at that time. quarterback's got to turn his back to the defense. Then he rushes the pass.
Especially on a screen, you're letting the pressure come.
Exactly.
And Wigfell was right there. And so this drive sputters. For the Toros, and Washington back deep.
Back to receive, number 2.
Bro, better kick this time. Still a line drive, but boy, you saw it just like check up in the grass there at the 10. Hit and did not bounce, but let's hold on. We got a flag.
Oh, it's on.
Okay.
So,
Right here.
okay, it's going to be against
Wow.
Spanish Fort.
A lot of mistakes by the Toros.
And Blount's going to make him kick that again, I'm sure.
Hey, Duke, it could be ran.
That was down at the 10, so yeah. And definitely they're going to take the ball and the ball. Oh, thought they might have made him re-kick it. Now it looks like maybe the Blount coaches were having a conversation with Sean Kelly. So he's going to take the 5 yards at the end of the punt and move it up to the 15.
All right.
Hey, come here. Y'all got it? 13-4.
Ball on the 15-yard line. Be first down, Blount.
And we will take a timeout, get a heat timeout here halfway through the opening quarter. Scoreless, 6A Region 1. First week of region action here on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here at Harris Terry Stadium on the campus of Blount. Kind of nice to see a little bit of a clear sky there. We have not had much of that here as of late.
No, we have not.
And this one, both teams unable to move the ball much offensively here in the first couple of series.
But you can't move it when you shoot yourself in the foot over and over, and that's been the story so far tonight.
So Blount with their second possession. Ford, as we said, their leading rusher last week. He'll keep it, and he gets to the outside, and he's going to pick up a USA Health first down. So first time we've seen kind of the intentional him pulling it down and taking off. And he's got some weapons around him, but he also can make plays with his legs there, as we saw.
He can use them both. He can go. Watch. Once again, gets the edge, gets the corner.
And Blount held scoreless last week, moved it up and down the field. Did really well between the 20s, but once they got down to the maroon zone, they could not punch it in. And now we see late flags come in at the end of that play as they tried to go to Dunklin, the junior. He had 7 catches last week. Spun around and lost his footing. And this came in at the end of the play. And going to be a hold against Blount.
You know, when you can't get your feet right under you, you're going to grab, you're going to hold, you're going to lunge, you're going to do things you wouldn't normally do. And Heather's been talking about this. It is really soggy and squishy down there on the field, and it's getting worse with all the cleats.
At no fault of Blount High School.
No,
just with all the rain we've had here this week. So this is going to make it a 1st and 22 for the Leopards. Ford looking to throw, looking to the right side. Now thinking about over the middle. He's going to be hit, wrapped up, and dropped for the sack. Tried to step up. Good coverage downfield, and really nowhere to go is Colton Holland. the senior, able to come in and get him on the sack after the initial pressure there from Williams.
Gray Freeman also in there. That was a total team effort that time. Boy, they've had some good linebackers through the years, huh?
And they like to come when they get the chance and put the pressure on the QB.
Yeah.
And now a loss of 11. So now 2nd and 32. Ford going to keep it himself, trying to get to the edge, and good team speed there by Spanish Fort to string him along to the sideline. And you know, Ford also thinking about, boy, I got to be careful when I decide to cut and plant to go upfield.
Yeah, watch him. He's looking for that cut, and he just never finds it. The pursuit is that good. Good job by everybody on that Spanish Fort defense.
Beach was over there.
Yeah, Landon Beach. Got to set the edge best he could.
So Anderson was giving chase.
You know, maybe something quick like a screen.
Just get yourself some breathing room.
Yeah, get 10 yards or so.
3rd and forever, 3rd and 25. And Coach Harris and the Leopards going to take a timeout.
Yeah,
boy, this could get, this could be disastrous here. I think he wants to kind of share that with his team. Hey, let's not have anything go horribly wrong here on this 3rd down. Let's go down to Heather. She's going to tell us just about how the field is. We're seeing it and talking about it, and Heather's down there on it.
I sure am. How lucky am I? Let's talk of those field conditions, because it had rain not only every day here this week, but the whole month of August. The field is oversaturated with all this water. Depending on where you are on the field, you're either sliding or sinking. The home sideline, though, they already have a tarp laid down to walk on. And as you can tell, just by the first quarter alone, a lot of muddy and grassy uniforms being sported tonight, guys.
Yeah, it's just the field gets so saturated, it can only drain so much. And so when you step, you're actually sinking down into the grass here at Harris Terry Stadium. So, you know, if you're Spanish Fort, you have some team speed, but Blount, probably a faster team on a dry track. And so you're
Coach Smith kind of admitted that to us. This may help us a little bit. The other thing that's taken up, it's really hampered any opportunity to get on the field during the week in practice.
Sure.
And so they're doing a lot of work in the gymnasium, on the basketball court. Not the same thing.
Yep. So 3rd and 25 here out of the timeout. Blount has used 2 of their timeouts here in the opening quarter. And Ford looking to just get it out of the backfield. Able to get it off to Williams, and Williams, he lost his footing and he goes down at the 10. We see it again. Was not going to get anywhere near the first down, but was going to be able to pick up some more yards. Now we're going to see Dunklin have to punt from his own end zone. And watch Deshaun Williams. As soon as he went to make that move in front of Baggett, nowhere to go.
Good job on McConaughey pressuring the quarterback, who said he can do that, and he did on that play.
So the holding call and the sack, and now Spanish Fort with a chance to really flip the field as Gottfried and Hickson standing on their own side of the 50. Dunklin with pressure coming. Not a good punt at all. And it's going to roll up to the 34-yard line. Does not even get to the yard to gain what would have been a first down. And so Spanish Fort is going to get tremendous field opportunity here to start this drive.
They had to replace a lot of offensive linemen. Not just offensive linemen, but good offensive linemen that had been starters for a number of years. So that's part of the challenge for Spanish Fort with their run game. Is now they're going pretty tight.
Godfrey on the left side, and he's bottled up and hit for a loss of 2 as Kevin Norwood has his 4th tackle for a loss on the season. Norwood just a junior.
Norwood was there. Landon Ladarian Curtis was there. He's a good-looking player too, man.
Yeah, and like Coach Smith was talking before the game. He said, it's one thing to be 6'1", 283, and not have much lateral movement. And then there's Kevin Norwood, who is size but also quickness.
Yes.
So a loss of 2. Walker to the far side, and that one was a little late getting out, and Hickson was over there. The Toros had that one hang in the air a little bit as Roberts, the sophomore safety, had an interception last week, nearly had one. It's going to be a 3rd and 7. Yeah, there's not going to be much white left on these.
No, it's going to be tough to identify who's what.
Passarelli sets up on the left side and then give it off to Godfrey. Godfrey's got a hole and he's going to pick up the first down. He needed 7. It looks like he's going to get 8, and that's going to be another USA Health first down for the Toros, and they gain it on the ground on 3rd and 7, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, they decided to just go ahead and go power. A guy they trust too, Godfrey. Again, he's been in the program. This is his 3rd year as a starter. Boy, that what you talk about, that offensive line getting the job done there. They just cleared it out.
So a new set of downs for the Toros. We're inside a minute here in the opening quarter on Dr. Pepper's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Sonic. Walker again to Godfrey on the right side, and he rumbles down to about the 20. We'll see if the Toros decide to snap another play. I would guess they'll just let the clock run down, and that's what they will do here. So Blount now 5 quarters into the season without getting on the board. And we will get you ready for the second quarter coming up. It'll be 2nd and 5. Toros, they're knocking on the door. They're only 3 yards outside of the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone. They're getting close. It's Friday Night Rivals here tonight. Blount and Spanish Fort on UTV 44. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here at Blount for Friday Night Rivals. Spanish Fort on the move here as they're at the 23 after they got the great field position.
I was going to say, they're not moving a bunch. They got it at the 34 and a half.
They've gone about 10 yards
Yeah,
here.
right, which does constitute a great drive. What we've seen from these offenses tonight, because they haven't gone backwards. We'll look at some of these first quarter stats here in a bit. You'll see what we're talking about.
So Wilson comes back in. The quarterback Hopkins split out. They're looking his way and going to be pass interference. Or maybe that was, I'm sorry, that was Sullivan 9, not 5. Spanish Fort has one thing over the years. Their uniforms numbers, they are never easy to read, are they?
They got that font, that funky font that makes it tough on.
So this is going to be pass interference and going to be a 1st and goal coming up here for the Toros. And you know, that ball was a little behind Sullivan as well.
Mm-hmm.
The sophomore Lazarick Johnson was on coverage, and
That pass interference on the defense. Be half the distance to the goal. Be a first down for the offense.
1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here for the Toros, and they'll bring Godfrey back in the backfield as you look at Braden Walker.
Jim, I don't see him getting cute here. I see them trying to figure out we've got to run the ball in because this condensed field and the Blount secondary.
And easier said than done as Godfrey hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Bring up 2nd and goal. Here, senior linebacker Jerry Brand in there. Had a solid game last week to make the stop. Sion Morris, also junior, who's come in there on the D-line. He had a sack and a tackle for a loss to go with a handful of tackles last week against Viger.
Watching their tape from last week, they looked pretty good. They just couldn't, well, tonight, the same thing. It's the offense simply not moving the ball. Talking about Blount and their loss to Viger.
Play clock down inside 5, and Now Nemo Hickson comes to the near side. They'll give it off. Wilson. It's maybe a couple as the Toros got 3rd and goal coming up here in the maroon zone. And
that was a tackle there, Jim. That was both these teams are arriving with bad intentions, especially their linebackers. Well, I said they don't want to throw, but they might have to now, Jim.
Yeah, and though, are you going to try a field goal in these conditions? I mean, are you thinking we're in 2-down territory because it's so tough to kick on this turf? Walker looking, fire into the corner, wants Sullivan battling back there, and no. Sir, says Jarius Houston, who you highlighted on the pregame show on the offensive side, but he was in coverage, and they are going to bring out the field goal unit.
Quarterback he just wants his guy to make a play, right?
Yeah, got a one-on-one and kind of put it up where Sullivan was going to be the only one to have a chance to go up and get it. So this will be a 26-yard attempt from the right hash. Tucker Shirley, the long snapper, who's also the cornerback. You don't see that combination on the depth chart all that often. Walker will be the holder for Lucas Bro. And Bro's kick is up and good. So they do kick it, and they get 3 points. So they get the great field position, but if you're Blount's defense, I think you got to feel pretty good about holding them to 3 there after the very short field and then the penalty to give them the 1st and goal.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Blount's got to establish the run, or they got to establish, quick outs, something quick before they can even think about trying to do a whole lot downfield with the passing game.
And they were, so behind the sticks, but they find themselves trailing in this one as Spanish Fort gets our first points out of the game. We're early in the second. Chase Smith and the Toros on top 3-0 here on Friday Night Rivals. Just underway here, the second. Toros on top 3-0 with that field goal. Heather Healy's down on the sideline.
Hey guys, thanks so much. I am here with Joshua Jones. You are the Youth Violence Prevention Coordinator for the City of Mobile, and we are talking about Kindness Counts. If people don't know what that is at home, tell us what it is.
So Kindness Counts is essentially an opportunity for the youth and the community to get involved in promoting what it means to be peaceful, anything that's pro or anti-gun violence, right? We are for an opportunity to create a space, a message that is centered around positivity, man, and just positive growth for our youth and our community. So
positive indeed. Talk about how the community can get involved. There's a contest, I hear.
Yes. So it is for teens in the Mobile County Public School System to ages 14 to 19. All you have to do is submit either 15 to 30-second video of you showing us why kindness counts. You can win $250 and you'll be featured on a commercial on this TV station, right? Yes. Oh, that's pretty cool. So make sure y'all get involved, man. You can go to mobilepd.org and you can click on the Youth Violence Prevention and go to the Kindness Counts tab, and it can show you, all the contest rules and everything that you have to do to submit, so you can be a part. $250.
$250. How about that? Joshua, thank you so much for being down here and being here on Friday Night Rivals. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank y'all, and kindness counts, right? You're never too cool to be kind.
That's right. Well, thanks, Joshua, and thanks, Heather, as we are ready to start this drive at the 20 as Bro Boom that one in the end zone and give on the near side across the 30, all the way out across the 40, and Jarius Houston with the first big run for the Leopards up to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 24.
How did I know he was going to have a greater impact this week than last week? But actually, the coach told me we got to get it to Houston more. He flashed pretty well against Viger, but I looked at the stats after the game, and he was like, you know what, he only got it 8 times. Let's increase that. And so look for him more often.
USA Health first down to the 44. Big hole on the right side on that long run there for Houston. And he'll pick up 3 on this one.
Not a big guy. We saw him pregame, and we finally identified him. He had a shirt on without his number. We finally figured out who he was.
Himself. Likes to be a little incognito there in the pregame.
Good-looking athlete, though, and a tough kid for his size.
Blount needed that. They needed a little something.
No doubt.
Get the chains moving, get a little momentum going here.
Get the offensive line to feel good about what they're doing.
Third time in a row to Houston, and this time he'll be bottled up on the far side as Jarrell Williams, all 6'5", 295 pounds of him, met Houston there at the line of scrimmage, so we'll stay at about 3rd and 5 here for the Leopards. Now, keep your eye to the bottom of the screen. You'll see number 11, Antonio Robinson Jackson there. He's 6'5", 180, so big catch radius, and Ford likes to look his way, but Myron Dunklin, number 10, will be up to the top of the screen, and he was the go-to guy through the air last week. Javaris White comes in motion. Play action, rolling out, looking for White instead, fires it up, incomplete, and Vanya Kai, our sideline report, our videographer down there, delighted with by Duncan and one of the Toros DBs over there, Landon York. Hopefully Vanya's all right.
Pop back up.
Yeah, we talked about how talented he is. So he's in here getting the great shot. The ball came, and then let's watch here. Also, it was Dunklin who bumped into him, and it's like Vanya's never lost the shot though. Stayed focused on the ball.
By the end of
assignment football, Vanya.
By the end of the shot, it was a shot of his sneakers.
Yeah, one of the Blount coaches came over to make sure he's all right. You all right? Cool. All right, there's Vanya. He is.
That is really
not always known for his toughness. Usually more of his great artistic abilities, but showing off the toughness there.
Good guy.
All right, now Blount's going to have to punt. Liz is at home watching. Your husband's all right, Liz? He's good. He's great, actually. So Dunklin on to punt. Plenty of time. Good kick, end over end. Fair catch called for at the 20 by Godfrey.
I guess it says what they think of their defense so far. Little surprised they didn't even really consider trying to pick up that first down, and because the drives have just been so uneven and they haven't really spent much time at all in Spanish Fort territory.
Toros will get it back. Friday Night Rivals here at Blount. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Heather Healy in the sideline. How about Russ Aaron, our director tonight?
Last time he directed one of our shows, our games, the year was 2002.
How about that?
Yeah.
And he's been, and we loved him then, we love him now.
Made it in the big city of Atlanta. Suddenly demoted, and he's back.
1st and 10 for the Toros from the 20. Godfrey on the right side, slips ahead, and he'll pick up about 6 where his knee. We'll give him 5 at the 25.
It's just imperative that you get the run game going tonight. No way around it. You're not going to live on the play action unless maybe you get it. You do get the ground game going a little bit, and you can take a shot over the linebackers. But these conditions on this field, pretty tough. And even practice time. How does Blount get better on offense in 1 week when they can't practice?
We'll bring Wilson back in, and he'll get maybe a yard, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
He's a one-cut runner with a lot of speed.
And you always say that the defense is at the disadvantage because you don't know where the offense is going, but the offense can't make a cut.
Make the cut.
Nobody's at the advantage.
No, you're exactly right.
So 3rd and 4 for Braden Walker and the Toros. Toros using a lot of the play clock. Passarelli goes in motion. They look his way. Instead fired all the way out, and that one short hopped and incomplete. We're trying to get it up to Hickson, and the ball never got there. And the Toros will go 3 and out.
Jim had talked about this. We're 3-0. We're heading, halfway through the second period. Special teams, a bad snap,
yep,
a return, a block,
a field goal in these crazy conditions.
Yeah, field goal. Field goal is the difference so far.
Washington back around his 38. And good punt, but you're not going to get any roll. It takes like one hop and dies at the 30. So they had the big run of 24 to start the last drive.
On the 30-yard line, bring up first down, Blount Leopards.
And
6:45 remaining in the
Jaden Ford and his offense
30-yard line. First down, Leopards.
for the Leopards. Ready to head out here. Blount next week, another 6A region game. They go on the road and take on Robertsdale. Ford last week was 12 and 19 for 147 yards, rushed for 82 yards, and had the 2 interceptions. Four receivers this time. Ford looks this way, nearly intercepted. Did he get it? No, unable to hold on to it. Was
I think you're calling it a catch, Jim.
Tarpon, bring up second down and 6.
Oh,
let's see, it sneaks in here.
Catch by Dunklin.
Yep, he had it.
Yep. I thought Hickson nearly had the. nearly had the INT.
Yeah.
Instead, Dunklin says, "I got my 8th catch of the year." He looks up to the press box like, "What does he know?" Not the first time a glance has come with that type of question up this way. So they get 5 on first down. Ford looking middle of the field, wants Dunklin again, and it's overthrown.
Well, there is the play.
Had the shot to the speedy Dunklin and just overthrew him. Coach Harris talked about last week's game coming down 3 or 4 big plays. That was one right there.
Boy, he had plenty of steps.
Just a little more air under that one from Ford.
Tucker Shirley, the cornerback that he beat, don't think they haven't put that card back in the deck, thinking, okay, we have a chance on a certain side of the field.
3rd and 5. Going to throw it all 3 downs to start the drive, and pressure coming. Ford rolling out, able to evade one Toro, but he's going to be wrapped up all the way back at the 25-yard line. Anderson finally the one to chase him down. The initial pressure was coming from Burkholder. And 4th and long again for the Leopards, and they'll have to punt. And Spanish Fort, I think we're going to get a heat timeout here with 5.5 to go here in the second. Spanish Fort on top 3-0. They're about to get it back as the Leopards going to punt again here on Friday Night Rivals.
And you want to stay tuned for the Hanson Supertex halftime show that is on the way.
Right now we've got 5:32 left here, and Spanish Fort to receive the punt again from Dunklin back inside his own 10. High punt to the near sideline, and Hickson takes the fair catch right at midfield.
Ball received on the 50-yard line.
The Spanish Fort, when they had the great field position at the 33, came away with a field goal, and now they've got it right at midfield. Yeah, we talk about the field. We've talked about it a lot here tonight, but I don't want to overlook the fact that I think we're going to two pretty good defenses out here as well.
Yeah, they both played really, really solid defense. Spanish, Blount offensively has nearly just gone backwards.
Toros take the field, ball on the 50-yard line. First down.
Now we'll see what Spanish Fort can do with, again, really good field position.
They'll stack Sullivan and Hickson to the bottom of the screen. Godfrey in the back, and he'll cut it off the right side and makes a move up to the 40. And that's going to be good for a Toro first down as he picks up 10.
Don't you feel like the Toros are really establishing the run game a little bit better here tonight? You've got two running backs, quick to the hole, not messing around, realizing that they've just got to cut and go.
Yeah, Roof Doctors first down, but they've been busy with all the rain. And the Roof Doctors.
Business is good.
You suddenly know when you have a roof issue when you get all the rain that we've had here in the last week. Godfrey this time will go to the right side and we'll get maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't think they're in any rush. Just be patient. Look at those uniforms now, Jim. Man.
Yeah, that was Morrison. It doesn't show up as much on the dark purple jerseys of the Leopards as it does on the white of Spanish Fort. See Godfrey goes over, gets a little slug of Powerade. And
Chase Smith could not have said enough nice things about Godfrey, huh?
Yep. Hickson at the 40. Had one man beaten after he made the reception, but then he was quickly brought down by Houston.
Such good pursuit again. Houston, who really can do it on both sides of the ball, both sides of the line. Watch again.
The sophomore Davis comes over to help out as well.
Houston gets off a block.
Yeah, really nice job.
Well done.
That's a tough block to shed there, too.
Yeah.
So they go backwards, and now 3rd and 8 for the Toros as we're inside 4 minutes. Play action, looking a little screen to the near side, able to get it to the tight end, Passarelli. And Passarelli is going to be close. I think he's going to be maybe just shy to the 31. That's second catch tonight for the senior tight end, Passarelli. And it is going to bring up 4th down.
Boy, nice design on the play, Jim. All the motion going one way, then back to the tight end screen.
Blount's going to have to hurry as they get a player off the field, and Leopards take a timeout. That was a good timeout. Coach Harris not happy with the late substitution, but better to take the timeout than give the Toros the automatic 5 there, especially in the first half. Maybe you need that timeout later on. That's our last one, but
yeah, I'd agree.
Not quite the Gold Nuggets as they are in the second half.
Okay.
So with that timeout, we will take one with them. 4th down coming up. Spanish Fort on top 3-0. They got a 4th and 1 coming up right after this.
Hey, do you like Dr. Pepper? And do you love free stuff?
I like Dr. Pepper and free stuff.
Okay, well, you can sign up to earn free cool stuff from Dr. Pepper. And just do this. Go to drpepper.com and sign up on the Pepper Perks. And you'll have the free stuff just like that.
All
Pepper
right.
Perks.
Here we go. 4th and 1. See if maybe they do a little hard count out of the timeout as well. Gottfried is the back. Extra tight end in. Gottfried on the right side. He's going to be hit and fall forward, and he's going to have the first down. A Roof Doctors first down to the 29. Boy, that was a hard-earned first down there. Ladarian Curtis was in there, but Gottfried was able to sneak through and didn't need much and didn't get a whole lot, but just enough.
That extra tight end helped a little bit right there, but that Curtis that came up and made this shot. Somebody, that might be that middle linebacker again, Jim. Jones.
So fresh downs, and they'll start it to Gottfried. And here's the linebackers haven't had to come up and make a lot of plays for this Blount defense. It's been those big fellas up front that have been shutting things down on the line.
Mm-hmm. They like to, like you were saying earlier, they like to funnel everything into Jones at the linebacker, not make him run and pursue too much, but just plug the hole and make a big hit. He's done that tonight too.
So just one there for Godfrey. 2nd and 9. They'll stack the receivers up to the top. Now Wilson tried to go that way and cut it inside, and there's a linebacker to make a stop for those Blount Leopards.
Yeah, the turf also made the stop too, and you can see Wilson's frustration. He's just trying to make that one cut so he can then accelerate and get himself 10 or so. And I think he thought he was on his way to that, but watch. There you go. Linebacker in a good spot, though.
That's a sophomore, Daryl Davis. 3rd and 9. Definitely in 2-down territory here. I don't think you're going to try one from 45 plus a field goal. So Walker looking to set up a screen, able to get it off to Godfrey, and Godfrey with a move. He has the first down and more. Godfrey down around the 15, and a Roof Doctor's first down put him to the 14.
So you got to love it. It's not only a screen, good call, it's to their best player. You put the ball in the hands of Godfrey here. Linemen are out.
Godfrey's moving, coming across the field where those linemen are already starting to head north. Godfrey got him behind him, and senior UAB commit.
He knows to do, when he gets the ball, he knows what to do.
And he's got it again. And he's going to give him maybe a yard as he went to cut it back, and in a combination of the turf and a purple jersey.
This reminds me of what Coach Smith told me as watch the replay of this good defensive play. He said, when you play at Blount, you have to prepare for a team of guys that love the game of football. Many of these kids have been playing since there's wing fall on the stop right there. Many of these guys have been playing since they were about 5 years old. They're identified by people in the community as this kid's really good, this kid's really good. They mentor them along, and they just love the game of football.
So, on the screen is not right. Spanish Fort has 2 timeouts left, but they look for the end zone on this one, and that one just over the head of Hickson. And it's going to bring up 3rd down. Hickson is a sophomore that they really like. He's only 5'5", but he's a speedster. Had the single coverage out there.
He's not the first Hickson to come through Spanish Fort, right?
No, and he's got his brother, JoJo, who's the starting safety. Had Washington back there on the coverage. And so 3rd down with just 39 seconds to go. Blount will get the ball to start the second half. Godfrey on the left side, big hole. He's inside the 5, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow, you had the block in that time again. When they supplied it right in the middle of that offensive line for Spanish Fort, they've done a great job with Bradley and Dolan and Blackman. And that time, that hole was big. And again, Godfrey knows what to do with the football. He's very, very efficient.
Yet dropped the shoulder on the sophomore DeAndre Roberts there at the goal line to punch it in with 32 seconds left. And we've got a Leopard who is trying to get to the near sideline as he's in some pain right now. Looking like he's holding that kind of left shoulder area. And Lucas Bro will come on for the PAT. And talked about special teams. Bro didn't get any of that one, and it's no good. So it will stay at 9-0 with just 32 seconds left here. I think that one's got some weather related to it. Weather issue there.
Hey, the Sonic Grilled Cheese Double Burger is available right now. It's what you get when you've got 2 craveable classics made with 3 slices of melty American cheese.
How many?
3.
Not 2.
3. Layered between 2 100% pure seasoned beef patties held together by the thick Texas toast. I love when they do that. Why do they do that all the time?
It's like a hat trick of cheese on there.
Try one half price when you order on the Sonic app. Now, how about that? For a limited time only, of course, at Sonic.
So they put the extra stuff on there and charge you half as much.
If you order through the app.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Of course you should. That's the whole point, Jim. Did you hear what I said?
Well, just making sure.
Now I'm
I
hungry.
listened to you nonstop. So 32 seconds, 2 pieces of Texas toast, 2 patties, 3 cheese, half price on the app. I got it.
Halftime's coming up. Is there a Sonic around here?
Well, dial it up on your. I bet you can find one on the app there, Mr. Smarty.
Order on the app.
32 seconds left, and Blount is out of timeouts. And I'm not sure why the official is holding him up on the far side here. He's sending off one of the. I am not sure. So the Toros take a timeout.
2 seconds left in the second quarter.
Bro had actually just started, like, took his first step, like he was getting ready to kick it. And take a timeout. Do you go with 32 seconds left? Your opponent's out of timeouts.
Yeah, that was a big drive by Spanish Fort right there.
Do you dare you? Did you onside kick it?
I'm still thinking about the burger.
I can't
Ask me about this.
overload you with too many things. How about BC Reign, the Red Raiders, knocking off number 2 Viger at Ladd last night? Huge win. That's one of the biggest maybe in that Red Raider program. Daphne
many years, for sure.
0-2 with a loss on the road last night. St. Paul's and McGill, as Dan said, playing for the first time ever. Saraland and Murphy, which some of these scores at halftime. That's a 6A Region 1 matchup. UMS Wright, top team in 5A, taking on TR Miller tonight. Demopolis and Jackson. These two don't love each other up there.
No, they don't.
And Sweetwater and Thomasville. We did that game like 37 years ago up there. That was
statewide.
That was fun. All right, so after the timeout, and Bro just pushes it to the far side, and Robinson Jackson smartly just calls for the fair catch, and now you're at the 35. No timeouts. You've really struggled to move the ball. You're closing in on 6 straight quarters to open the season without any points.
By the way, Greg Peterson watching tonight from NBC 15, and he says, Dan.
As a journalist, I don't know if he can say he roots for Spanish Fort, but he's a huge Toro homer. What's he say?
He said, Dan, you've got a chance to sound smart tonight. Well, thank you, Greg. Use the word quagmire. Okay, there you go. It's a quagmire. He thinks that me using the word quagmire is going to.
I bet Peterson's got some gambling racket going on there. It's 100%. He's like, he bet somebody.
He baited me into that.
He bet and knowing Peterson, he's like, I bet you $8 I can get Brennan to say quagmire tonight.
Well, now I feel dirty.
Well, you should get like 4 of it.
Well, go get a burger.
You won't even have to use the whole $4 because it's half price from Sonic.
You're on the app.
32 seconds left here. They'll give and nothing doing as they go back to
Number 1,
Williams, and I think Blount's just going to be happy. Take this one to the locker room. Let's regroup.
They get the ball to start the second half.
Yep. Let's figure out what's going on here as Deshaun Williams didn't get a lot of touches there. He did in the first quarter, and then so Blount's sent their teams going down the sidelines. Ford looking over to see if he's going to snap it. They're just going to let it go here, and they will go to the locker room here, trailing by a score of 9-0. You're right, Dan. That was a big drive there late in the second quarter for the Toros. Had good field position, and Godfrey got the touchdown.
They've established the run a little bit. Not every time, not every play, but enough big runs that they were able to. And, of course, the touchdown run itself.
And Heather Healy is down on the sideline. She's got Coach Smith from the Toros. Heather.
All right, Coach Smith, the number one thing we got to talk about are these field conditions. Talk about how it's really amped up your game of play here.
Well, I mean, they got to play on it, too. I mean, we're doing a great job of really just setting it up and staying on the ground. We're controlling the line of scrimmage for the most part, controlling the time possession.
we just got to get in a rhythm. You know, a couple times, stupid penalty here. We're getting out of rhythm. We knew it was going to be a dogfight. Great team like Blount. They came to play, and we knew it was going to be a dogfight. We talked all week. This is going to be a low-scoring affair, which it is right now, and we just got to get in our routine and rhythm, and we'll be fine.
That last score that you just scored had some momentum for you guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's who we are. That's who we are. We just got to get in a rhythm and not beat ourselves and stay above the chains, in front of the chains, and we'll be just fine.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah, even keel, Coach Smith.
Yeah.
just on the level.
Even during the game itself, not losing his cool at all.
All right, so our season opened up here on Friday Night Rivals, and Ryan Williams from Saraland last week. He got things started here for the Spartans when they needed it with his 68-yard touchdown return on a punt, the first of his 4 touchdowns in the night, Dan Brennan.
Look what football looks like on a dry field.
Look how pretty those uniforms are.
Yeah, and that kid's got such great speed, too, already offered by Alabama. He's going to be, well, he is already a big-time player, and he's just a sophomore.
4 touchdowns on the night. That led Saraland to the victory over Daphne to open the season in a non-region matchup. And this was the last one, I think, on the night. And what a night. He had 4 touchdowns as a freshman, and he had 4 in the first night. And Coach Jeff Kelly saying, boy, when he is a senior, he is going to be one of the most touted wide receiver prospects in the country. Not just down here, but everywhere. And this was a double pass. He was able to haul one in as well. And you can see he's got the size and the speed.
And he's going to grow. I mean, he's probably about 5'11", 165 now. He's going to get bigger, and man, he's got the jets.
Yep, so our Herc Reynolds player of the game, we will give you 3 to choose from at the end of tonight's game. You can go to utv44.com to vote on who you will select as the player of the game from our matchup here tonight. And then next week, we will give it to you and show you little highlights of who you selected by voting at UTV44.
This is the Hanson SuperTex Halftime Show.
The Hanson SuperTex. Welcome to the Hanson SuperTex Halftime Show, Jim.
It is super. Sometimes we're not as technical as the Hanson SuperTex are.
No, they're good.
But it's halftime here. Spanish Fort on top by a score of 9-0. They got that late touchdown. They got a field goal in the first quarter. They got that late touchdown there that they really needed. And Toros, as we said, it's a crazy game last week. They were going toe-to-toe with 7A Fairhope, and the game was 28-28. 3rd and long with just a handful of seconds left, and Walker floated one to the near side and got picked off by Fairhope. Ran it all the way back in walk-off pick 6.
Amazing.
Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that all that often, and it was just
you don't see that almost ever.
Yeah, it was just one of those
walk-off
crazy ways to end the game. So they fell in a big emotional loss as well. And here we are tonight. Then they're home next week against Baldwin County. Then in 2 weeks, we get a 6A Region 1 matchup that we've done a few times here on Friday Night Rivals. And we'll be at Saraland for the Saraland Spanish Fort game. Then back-to-back home games for the Toros. Theodore, now a region game. Then they go out of region to take on their rival Daphne at home. Then over to Old Shell Road to take on St. Paul's. Then home for McGill at Robertsdale. And then they take on Murphy to close things out. And they have an open week before. It's nice to have that open week if you're going to the playoffs. If you survive the gauntlet, get to the playoffs. Boy, it's nice to have that week to rest in the final week of the season.
You know, it's interesting talking to Chase Smith, the first-year coach of Spanish Fort. I said, Coach, what's the ceiling for this team? How good can they be? And he said, I never like to put any ceiling on any team. They can be as good as they want to be. And he really believed that. So he thinks he's got the talent. And he said, we just need to believe that we need to execute, and we need to really, really, just enjoy playing the game of football. He said, if I can get these guys there, we can beat anybody.
Yep, and great history there at Spanish Fort. All right, Hanson's Super Tech halftime show rolls on, and we're back here to Harris Terry Stadium right after this. as they scream it.
Here's a message from our sponsor, Dr. Pepper.
Hey everybody, Heather Haley here for Friday Night Rivals, and I am here with our big sponsor for the 2022 season, Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper, and standing next to me is Keith Watson. You are the Sales Center Manager for Coca-Cola United Gulf Coast. High school football season is huge. You talk about it 24/7. The number one thing with the athletes that are on the field every Friday night, what are some life lessons you think they can take for each season?
Well, I tell you, one of the biggest things we see with some of our young youth that's coming into our work, we may be one of their first jobs they've ever experienced before. And we've noticed with some of our younger associates, they struggle with adversity. We believe that team sports helps you with that, not able to deal with adversity, but to overcome it as well. And that life lesson carries through into business world and to life, quite honestly.
Absolutely. So the life lessons that they take from the field, they're going to carry with them.
Absolutely.
From the field and beyond. For you, what is your favorite part about the high school football season?
It's the community environment. I mean, if you go to a high school football game, you can just feel that energy there. And if you're a fan of either team, or you don't have to be a fan of either team, when you're standing on the sidelines or you're in that stadium that night, you can feel the energy, the crowd, the students. It's like any other sporting event that we have. And look, if you grew up along where we're from, it's football.
That's right. Amen. I love that. Thank you, Keith, so much again for joining us here for Friday Night Rivals for the 2022 season.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Hanson SuperTex Halftime Show.
Hanson SuperTex halftime show here. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan on the campus of Blount High School, where it's Spanish Fort on top by a score of 9-0. Pass along some other scores here. Hillcrest Evergreen leads Davidson 14-3 in the second quarter. St. Michael's, who we'll see next week at Bayside, leads Chickasaw 21-0. Cottage Hill on top of Satsuma 15-6. Theodore over Robertsdale 28-0. UMS on top of TR Miller 14-0. St. Paul's leads McGill. Last score we had there was 9-3. Saraland with a 21-0 lead last we heard over Murphy as well. And Athens leading Mobile Christian by a score of 20-0. Gulf Breeze leads Fairhope 21-14. Foley on top of Baldwin County by a score of 7-0. And Faith Academy at the half all over Alberta 42-6. Here the Blount Leopards playing their second home game in a row to open things up. They lost last week to their rivals, and boy, the crowd, this place was packed last Friday, Dan Brennan.
It was. I mean, they come in the morning. We've done that game.
Yep.
It's crazy. They come and tailgate on campus beginning around 9 a.m.
Viger, yep.
I'm sorry, Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, Viger beat the Leopards here 7-0 last week. You see we're here tonight. Next week at Robertsdale, then open week coming just a month into the season for the Leopards before they go over to Baldwin County. Then they got Williamson at Saraland, Theodore at St. Paul's, and they close things out with McGill and Murphy. So 19 regions, so it means you play 8 region games in the season. You get one open week and then get an out-of-region, 2 out-of-region games to round out your schedule. And Leopards, they've yet to score here in the first 6 quarters of football here at Harris Terry Stadium as they trail here by a score of 9-0. They'll get the ball back to open things up and just really have not had much of anything going on offense. We'll show you the stats when we come back and give you a recap of that first half, but Blount has not been able to do much offensively, and with that they trail by a score of 9-0 here on the Hanson SuperTex halftime show. It's Friday Night Rivals. Spanish Fort with the lead over the Leopards. Hanson SuperTex halftime show here. Spanish Fort on top by a score of 9-0. And boy, they're just really wasn't much going on offensively for either one of these teams in the first half, Dan Brennan.
Both under 100 yards. In fact, Spanish Fort's got 97 and somewhere up there, but Blount is at 37 for the entire game. They've kind of gone backwards in some of their drives. Godfrey leading the way, though. He's got 47 rushing yards so far today.
Yep.
And the touchdown, of course.
Blount has punted 4 times here in the first half. I think they just have 2 passing yards. And look here, this was one of the few downfield shots we've seen here tonight from Spanish Fort. And then it's been this on both sides. Defense getting after Jaden Ford, and then Bro's field goal barely slipped in the first quarter. That's a tough kick in this wet field, but Lucas Bro got that one here. And then Blount's defense has been good, about as well as they could here in the first half, and then they've been given short fields a few times here, and Godfrey finished things off there with the touchdown run, and that was our first and only score of the night. The extra point was no good, so we're at 9-0 right now. And again, both defenses playing well. Blount's going to get the ball to start things off, and they had the one, 24 of those yards came on one play when Houston came in and got the first down run when he picked up 24. But that's really been all they've had. They did have the one shot in the first quarter downfield.
Jaden Ford, quarterback for Blount, he had a man with 2 or 3 steps on the corner. It was Myron Dunklin, who we saw play a pretty good game against Viger. Good player, and he's got some speed, and he was open. And was not able to connect, just barely overthrew him. That would have been a big touchdown for them, too.
Yeah, and they need that, as we said. Now, Blount has gone 6 quarters without scoring here. And I think Heather had a chance to catch up with Coach Harris as he came out of the Blount dressing room. Heather, what did Coach Harris tell you?
Well, I asked him about the field conditions, how that has really affected the game tonight, and he said, you know what, this is football weather. As much as we're sinking, this is really what the game is all about, right? But we have to take this game one play at a time. That's what he has to have this team remember, and to not get ahead of themselves. I also have an injury update on lineman David James. He does have a dislocated shoulder, so he's going to be out for the rest of the game.
Hate to hear that. So hate to hear as he's gone out. It looked like he had the. You could tell he was in pain as he came off the field, holding his shoulder. So we will take a timeout here on our Hanson Supertex halftime show. We'll come back, kick off things in quarter number 3, Friday Night Rivals here on UTV 44. Looking at Josh Harris, we were just talking in the break. Dan, he's feeling enormous pressure right now to get this team on the board, get something going. But really like his demeanor.
I do too.
You were talking about his sideline presence there, just really, really.
You wouldn't know this was his first high school job, and you wouldn't know really the pressure he's no doubt feeling. And again, that pressure comes from. Think about this, Jim. They're not even able to really practice this week to try to straighten some things out that they were able to identify in the Viger game. Well, the whole week was nothing but rainfall. How are you going to get better?
And you hear so many coaches that talk about you see the biggest improvement in teams between week 1 and week 2. Well, that's because now you have actual game film to look at, break it down. You've seen how your kids react under the bright lights. But then you can't have your usual practices during the week, so it really makes it tough.
And I think the field conditions really compound things too. They just can't play naturally. They just can't go out there. They've got some really good players and athletes. It's not so easy to just go ahead and play the game when you can't cut, when you can't make an explosive play, because not just the defense, but because you're up against the field that's not allowing you to do what you would normally be able to do.
Yeah, and both coaches saying, "Hey, both teams playing on the same field."
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
Nobody's using that as an excuse by any means.
They've got to make the most of special teams and make the most of kick returns. A chance where you can make big splash plays.
Yeah. So Harris, Jairus Houston will drop back, and Washington will be back there as well. As Lucas Bro ready to kick it off for the Toros, and we're underway, and he booms that one, and Houston will take it at the 5. Houston out across the 20. Good return here. Dan Brennan out near the 35 to start things off for the Leopards.
He's an explosive player, and where can you show that explosion? Well, certainly punts and kicks.
Correction, 33-yard line.
Leopards and Jaden Ford ready to come back out to start things here in quarter number 3. Blount.
And how do you say what kind of a half Jaden Ford had, because he was chased all over the yard.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little wildcat here. I think we're going to go Deshaun Williams. Nope. We're going to go with Derek Poole. They're going to make a quarterback change, and Poole completes his first pass, and he's got it complete to Dunklin, and it's a first down out near midfield and into Toro territory. So Derek Poole, the senior quarterback, comes in and completes his first pass.
They've got some weapons out there, Jim. If they can get him the ball on a slant like that, nice, really nice throw.
Up to the 46, and they pick up 21, their second largest play of the night. And obviously the biggest play through the air, and just simple.
Yep.
Able to get it complete off to Duncan, and Poole now gives it off, and Deshaun Williams will push it up to about the 42. Give him a handful on first down there. So that was a pass too. We didn't see that in the first half.
No.
Didn't really see that little quick.
No slants.
Uh-uh.
By the way, that running back we just saw, Williams, didn't get it too much in the first half. He's the bigger of the backs. He goes about 190, and you can see him push the pile.
As Detrick Poole looking now, floats this one off, and it's off the hands and incomplete of Antonio Robinson Jackson. And Jackson, the big lanky receiver.
Pass incomplete to number 11.
Poole, a nice touch on that one, and Jackson may have been able to split the defenders. They'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, a lot of angst in the crowd here on the Blount sideline. Another missed opportunity. There's no telling what that would have gone for.
Yeah, Poole has a cool calmness.
I agree.
In the pocket here on 3rd and 5 for the Leopards. Quick again, that one incomplete, threw it a little ahead of Dunklin.
Dunklin was not looking back to the ball.
Pass incomplete.
So now,
Bring up 4th down and 6.
From the 41.
I call a slant because they're open. You just got to catch the football.
Looks like they're going to send the punt team on. Dunklin going to punt from the 41. And Hickson and Gottfried go back. Deep for the Toros.
Good snap.
Duncan with an end-over-end kick. And rolls, and the Leopards able to down it at the 2, maybe the 1.
Well, it paid off, didn't it? A lot of people in the crowd thinking, wait a minute, what's going on here? And the offense finally moves it across midfield. It might have been the right thing to do.
Duncan going with that end-over-end kick, trying to get, if the ball lands flat, it's not going to roll at all here, but end-over-end, you get a chance to get a hop there, and it did. All the way down to the 1. So now, if the Leopards defense can hold here, they might be able to flip the field, and they had it at the 41. Decided to go with the punt to send the Toros back.
You know, out of the shotgun, I mean, they've got to be thinking also we might get 2 here.
Yep, and field conditions, slippery ball.
Yep.
They put Godfrey in the backfield. Walker gives it to him, and Godfrey jumps ahead for maybe a yard. Jerry Brand, the linebacker for the Toros.
Now, in Spanish Fort's favor is the fact that they did begin to establish the rush game a little bit late in the first half. Going to lean on it here for sure.
Right back to Gottfried, and stays on his feet and squirts ahead. He's going to be close, and he's going to have the first down. Well, it's a big conversion there.
Really big. A lot on his shoulders. He's always been more of a complimentary player his first 2 years. He was a good player. But this year,
so many other weapons. Yeah.
This year, they moved him to tailback, and they're giving him a lot more responsibility for how well this offense plays.
USA Health first down.
Don't fall asleep on this tailback either.
Walker looking to the near side, hangs that one up in the air and just over the outstretched arms of Cameron Jackson.
Boy, did you see the separation Jackson got there last 10 steps or so?
Yeah, and that was Walker. Nice ball there. Hung it up.
It's incomplete. Bring up second down and 10.
Each team has had a missed big play opportunity with the downfield.
Yeah, they both missed touchdown opportunities, Jim.
Jackson, a senior, 6'3", and dove and tried to use every inch of that frame to haul that one in, but just too far in front of him. So 2nd and 10 from the 11. Wilson. Now Wilson's able to break one across the 20, and he's going to have another USA Health first down up to the 27-yard line.
I like this kid.
Pickup of 16.
He's no nonsense. He's got pretty good straight line speed. He makes that cut and goes. You can see he's a confident young athlete. Yeah, this game is not too big for him. Good blocking too on the left side.
And now you've really thwarted that punt that had you pinned down to the 1.
Yep.
Now you got some room out here. Even if the drive stalls, you're not going to. Wouldn't expect you'd give them back with great field position.
Yeah, establishing the run game for the Toros has been huge.
Gottfried tries a stutter step and does. It's out to about the 33. He's patient back there, waiting for his blockers in front of him.
He's patient. He's resilient. You know, these running backs, they don't give an inch, and they don't give you anything until you have them on the ground, Jim. They're good football players. This guy's a good football player.
Got away from Howard, the sophomore defensive end for the Leopards. And he got 6. Bomb first down, so 2nd and 4. First time coming in and greeted rudely with his first carry as JoJo Hickson comes over from the defensive side to take his first carry. And Kevin Norwood sends JoJo back to the defensive side of the ball, right?
Got some players. Blount really stacking the line too, Jim. They're in single safety right now, and they're, challenging that offensive line and trying to give them too many bodies to block.
Chase Smith, as we said, first-year head coach of the Toros, replaced Ben Blackman, who's at Enterprise now. 3rd and 4. Gottfried lunges. I think he's going to be just shy of the first down. Dan Brennan going to bring up 4th down. Less than about a foot, maybe a foot and a half.
Tantalizing, huh?
Yeah, we saw Blount just punt from the Toro 41, and now from the 36. Toros look like, the way they've been running the ball and the way your defense has played, I'd trust Godfrey to get you 18 inches here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're up on the line now. Selling out.
Godfrey, right side, keeps the legs driving.
Jim?
Far spot. It looks like the official on the far side. This is going to be a close, not even that close. Says got the first down. Boy,
wow.
Didn't need a lot of yard. Needed a yard after the contact, and Godfrey kept it driving for the USA Health first down.
A lot of Godfrey right there because they just really sold out, brought more bodies than they could possibly block.
Yeah, hit him twice in the backfield and kept going. They didn't bring him down. Godfrey's not a huge back, 5'9", 165.
Resilient.
But he got the first down. The officials having a little conference here. Sean Kelly, our referee, had some flags early in this one by both teams, and then both teams kind of cleaned it up since about the midway point of the first quarter.
Yeah, it's been pretty clean. Spanish Fort establishing the run late in the first half, continuing to be able to run the ball here in the third quarter. That's been the difference of the game, plus a couple of shots that neither one were able to convert. Really, and also those drop passes by Blount on the last drive.
Yeah, it looked like they were getting the clock corrected as Sean Kelly was talking up to the press box here, so they get it reset at 6:22 and counting. Now this drive gets started at their own one. Back off to Wilson, and a host of Leopards stand him up there at the line of scrimmage.
I like the 1-2 punch, Jim. Godfrey and Wilson. They're each going to have some big games this year. They're each going to have some big plays, too.
Quentin Timmons, the senior, made the stop, and I think we'll get our heat timeout. So we'll take one with them here halfway through the third. Still 9-0 Spanish Fort. They've got the ball and the lead here in a 6A Region 1 Friday Night Rivals matchup on UTV 44.
Tonight's game brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. Also by Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Greer's, been around this town a long time, you can see that. And Barrow Fine Furniture. Jim?
Some folks have been with us, as you said, long time, helping bring these broadcasts to you on Friday nights. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Heather Healy on the sidelines. Russ Aaron, our director tonight. His brother, Brian, was our longtime statistician.
Yeah.
And then just up and quit. 2nd and 10 for the Toros. Godfrey up to the 45, and 3rd and about 4. Maybe we'll call it 3rd and 5. So mark him at the 34, coming up 44. I think the Toros are just happy if they can just keep this clock running, keep grinding it on the ground like this. Long drives. Their defense well rested over there.
Forcing the issue again. Blount defense, single safety, and he's only 10 yards off the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5. Now looking to throw. Looking near sideline, and that thrown. That was behind, actually in front of the intended receivers. Cameron Jackson kind of maybe stopped short on that route.
Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly what happened there. Miscommunication, yeah, almost a gift wrap package for Blount.
So Blount's defense comes up with a stop, but Spanish Fort able to move it all the way out from the 1 to the 43. So Blount was not able to get the field position flipped as they'd hoped. And Cartel Washington back at the 25. Oh, 4th and 5, and a flag here. It's going to go against the Toros.
Free snap against the Toros. 4th and 10. Punt returner moves up to the 35.
Saw that flag come in first, and I thought, oh boy, you hope Blount didn't jump early, and that would have given him a first down. But now Bro will punt from about the 25. Washington stands at his 25. Pressure coming. Bro That little rugby style sends it away from the pressure and over to the far side. And that one goes out of bounds at the 30. Now we saw a little bit of rhythm, a little quick slant passes worked a little bit on that first drive after Dedrick Poole came in. Replaced Ford at quarterback, and he'll stay out there. At the end of tonight's game, we will award the Dr. Pepper Player of the Game. And that'll come up at the end of tonight's contest. And now Blount's going to move here prior to the snap, and they will back themselves up. And 1st and 15 now for the Leopards. And just when we talked about we hadn't seen a lot of penalties, now we see a couple here in the third.
You know, obviously they haven't had an offense that's been able to meticulously drive the ball down and get first down after first down. They need the big play.
Poole gives it off, and Williams has some space on the far side, and now he is into Toro territory and out of bounds at about the 43-yard line.
Great play by number 1. Gain of 25.
Interesting, the PA announcer says big play by number 1, and that's what you're looking for right here. Need a big chunk play, right? And they get it just on a dive play. That's the bigger of the running backs, but he can go too. That's Deshaun Williams.
All the way up to the 44.
That didn't take long.
No. On 1st and 15.
Yeah, that's right. They're behind the sticks.
And he'll stay in there with Poole, who replaced Jaden Ford at halftime. I have to wonder if just Coach Harris is saying, hey, I got to try something, get some kind of spark going for us here with the quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback change. Low snap, and I think, not sure they got that off, but Blount took a timeout before the play clock expired. You know, also that sideline awareness we talked about there with Coach Harris calling that timeout before the play clock got down to 0. We'll take a timeout. Inside 4 minutes to go. Still 9-0 Toros on Friday Night Rivals. Inside 4 minutes here on Friday Night Rivals. Spanish Sport on top 9-0. We're in the booth. Heather's down on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, the field conditions are worsening. As you can see here in the middle as they're playing, the grass has just really turned into mud, and you are sinking deeper and deeper if you are on the sideline. So be lucky that you're up in the press box tonight.
Heather has ruined a pair of shoes this evening, I'm sure. Poole has that one go off the hands of Marlon Miller. Poole throws a nice ball, though.
He does. He's a quarterback. He just wasn't the
incomplete.
First team quarterback when this game started. But he's thrown some catchable balls that haven't been caught.
Hey, you know, you wonder a little bit, too, if the receivers maybe don't. Yeah, those are a casualty of Friday Night Rivals on a muddy night here at Blount. How much they pay a sideline reporter? Those are expensive shoes. Give Williams going to be close to a first down to about the 35, and I think he's going to have it.
This play by Javonte Walton, not giving up on the play, pursuing, and
actually they're going to mark him just shy, but yeah, Walton the junior made the stop. So 3rd and 1. Heather.
Let's talk about my shoes. And my parents are watching, so they're probably a little disappointed in my choice of shoes.
Here for the Leopards. Why not to Williams? And he's got the first down to the 32-yard line of the USA Health. First down for the Leopards. An impressive drive underway here, Dan Brennan, for the Blount Leopards.
It really has been. And it's been a big play running the football. They block better. They've identified the holes better.
But I didn't.
Williams is getting a shot here in the second half to show what he can do.
I was saying, I wonder if the Blount receivers haven't had a lot of routes where they've had to try to catch ball. I wonder if they're trusting their feet, trying to get the handle on that. As this time it's Robinson comes up with a catch to the 22.
Was he down originally, Jim? On the first
I think he kept his knee up.
Okay.
But our great crew will let us know here.
Yeah, he did.
That was the Banya shot from the sideline. There's the Leopards, another first down there on the move. And this time Williams comes in. Big Darrell Williams to shut down Williams immediately after he took that handoff.
There's a lot to deal with. Williams, senior defensive tackle.
295.
No gain on the play. Second down.
But you saw his quickness to get in there and get the stop on Williams. As deepest Leopards have been in Toro territory so far tonight, right?
Yes.
Poole. Now he wants to pull it down, and he's going to take a hit right at the 20. The ball came loose, and the Toros have got it. Gray Freeman comes away with it. So Poole got flushed out of the pocket. Looked like he was kind of trying to decide, do he want to slide or get away? And a turnover as the helmet right on the football. That was Walton who knocked it free, and then Freeman comes up the recovery and the turnover.
Wow.
Just like last week. Moved the ball well. They got it in the red zone 3 times last week with no points. They didn't quite get to the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone here tonight, but they get it down to the 21 where Freeman recovers the fumble. Oh, that's a killer for that Leopard offense who looked like they had it going there.
He wasn't being lackadaisical with the ball either.
It's a great hit by Walton.
Had it tucked away and the helmet right to the ball. And that's generally what's going to happen.
Now Godfrey across the 30, and yet I wonder a little bit at some point here tonight if this Leopard defense maybe start to get a little tired. They've been on the field a lot here tonight.
You can definitely see that happening, Jim, especially when they just punch the gas again on the run game over and over again.
USA Health first down for the Toros behind Godfrey. Right back to him on the right side, and we'll get to the 35 before he's shoved back.
Let's see if they spell Godfrey again, because Coach Smith telling us before the game, I can wear the guy out. He's not huge, and as much as there we go. As much as we love what he gives us, I've got to be judicious in how many carries he gets.
And also it's nice when you can bring in Sawyer Wilson, who had the great game last week.
Yeah. Wilson's a player.
As we're already inside a minute to go here in the third. A little play action looking to go up top for Hickson, and it's off his hands, incomplete.
Wow, the ball was there again.
Ooh, Nemo Hickson, the sophomore. They took a shot. Walker.
We were told to look out for his wheels, man, and his wheels were fine. It was the hands. So that's twice here in the second half. They have not connected on what would have been touchdown passes.
That was a well-thrown ball.
It really was.
By Walker. And so you take a shot on 2nd and 7, now 3rd and 7. And Wilson, and good penetration by Kevin Norwood, who's played really well for this Blount defense.
Norwood is really having a game. Big, good-looking athlete too, Jim.
I think if you tell Coach Harris that, hey, your defense is going to hold them to 7 or to 9 going into the fourth quarter, I think he'd signed up for that prior to the game for sure.
They played great.
Yep. So the Toros going to let the clock run out here. They will punt, or at least line up to punt, to start things off in the fourth quarter. We are through 3 on Dr. Pepper's Friday Night Rivals presented by Sonic. We're here at Blount where this turnover is looming huge against the Leopards here tonight.
Here we go. We are back, and tonight's game brought to you in part by Hanson Super Tex. They do it all, by the way.
That's why they're super in Tex.
Yeah, I guess so. I never thought of that. Andy Citron, injury attorney. He's got a building named after him.
Does our Scholastic Athlete every week?
Oh, he does do the Scholastic Athlete. You're right.
Yeah.
And AOC, of course, Alabama Orthopedic Clinic.
They are.
They were the live streaming sponsor. And Wendy's Giant of the Week. We'll tell you more about that coming up.
Snap over the head of the punter and all the way back to the 10-yard line as Passarelli was back there. And it went all the way over his head. You mentioned that earlier. This could loom huge. And now the Leopards with 1st and goal in the Dr. Pepper Maroon zone as they've got it at the 9. That was, way over Passarelli's head. And they look Passarelli to Bros, the usual punter. Passarelli in there that time, and now the Leopards with a 1st and goal to start things off here in the 4th quarter.
It took literally like 6 people.
Well, you've got 3 good plays. You better call them right now. They need this score.
Now Roderick Talden in at quarterback. Our 3rd different quarterback.
Pre-snap, man.
I think this one's might go against the Toros, Dan Brennan.
Wow.
Maybe a new cadence with a new quarterback. Yeah. 1st and goal from the 5. So junior quarterback Roderick Talden, 5'8", 150. Maybe more of a running threat here, maybe, as a quarterback. Gives it off to Williams. Toros with good penetration. Gray Freeman in to stop Williams after a gain of 1. Out at about the 3.5. There's the junior Williams. Blount's got to punch it in here.
You got to punch it in here. You also have some one-on-one opportunities on the outside if you'd like your receiver over the corner.
We saw some Wildcat last week where they bring some of their D linemen in front of Williams. Instead, they'll just hand it to him, and Williams trying to go up the right side, and that Toro defense stops him at the 1. So 3rd and goal coming up.
See the little quarterback trying to push and shove. Watch 5 follow up. Say, I'll help you. Reed's only 150 pounds.
Yeah, Hopkins, the junior safety, a good job to squirt through and get that 1st stop. And now they'll go under center. Don't see this very often.
Looking
for the quarterback sneak, and it goes nowhere. And now 4th and goal.
They were trying to get a timeout. Before that play ever happened.
They went under center, and they got no push at all.
Nope.
And Josh Harris, and now Leopards going to take their 2nd time out of the 2nd half. We'll take a break. 4th and goal coming up from the 1. Blount's gone 7 quarters to start the season without a score. Can they punch it in on 4th and 1? We'll find out after this. Fourth and goal from the 1 for the Leopards. Talden there with Deshaun Williams. Flip around to the near side, coming across and in for the touchdown. Leopards, first one of the season. Flipped it around to the big wide receiver, Antonio Robinson Jackson.
Just haven't seen anything like that tonight. So Spanish Fort, they're playing in the box. They're just concentrating on the box. And look at that. Trusting your athletes, making a big play.
First score of the season for Blount, and Jackson takes it in, and now a big PAT attempt here as the Toros missed their last one. And Nathan Jaden going to try, and that one is blocked, and more of a didn't get off the ground. So it's 9-6. Special teams again playing a part, but Blount on the scoreboard. They take advantage of that drive that starts inside the 9. So, you know, that was Passarelli. I think that was going to be a fake because they had Passarelli's not their normal punter, and you looked at the up men took off right there. They just took off like they weren't staying in the block, and then Blount uses all 4 downs to get it in from the 9, and now it's 9-6. And the Leopards, a big sigh of relief to get their first of what will be many touchdowns this year. And Andy Citron, Scholastic Athlete of the Week, Dan Brennan.
Braden Walker, Spanish Fort High School, is 12th grade. GPA is 4.3, 15 out of 270. How about that?
5 out of 270.
5 out of 270.
I mean, 15 would be great. I mean, 15 would be great.
That'd be
pretty
good. Of course, he's playing football here tonight. He's got all these National Honor Society honors and perfect attendance in the age of COVID. You're breaking every record, man. Also plans to major in engineering when he goes off to school.
That was my old major.
Good for him. That's the Spanish Fort side of things.
And the Blount Leopards on the board. Speaking of engineering, this press box was shaken after that touchdown.
Yeah, let us pray.
And now the Leopards, you know that when they had Passarelli back there, not the usual punter, and then saw those 2 up men on that snap, they just took off. So I
think was up, huh?
I think so.
You just talk about momentum on the Blount sideline and in the Blount side of the stadium.
Yep.
You can feel that, and now it's real too.
And the band, the Blount band, a home field advantage for sure when they get cranked up. Jimmy Watkins to kick. This one taken by Godfrey at about the 17. Crosses the field, across the 30, up the sidelines. And he'll get out to about the 36-yard line. And now one thing to keep in mind, Blount, they just have 1 timeout remaining. Just something to file away.
For sure.
We're inside 10 minutes to go on this one. Looks like the Toros will come back out here. You know, Walker's played well tonight. I think quarterback for the Toros. I think Walker's done a good job here this evening.
Had a couple of touchdowns that didn't go his way. A couple of dropped long passes.
Oh.
15 yards on Blount. Ball will be snapped from the 50-yard line.
After the play, 15-yarder against the Leopards that puts the ball all the way into Blount territory up to the 49-yard line.
Let's go defense.
And so the Toros will start this drive on the other side of the 50. Godfrey spins to the 45. We'll get 4 on first down.
Got good balance, good toughness, extra yards. Not a big guy.
Start to see this Blount defense also feel a little bit like, hey, all right, we don't have to do it all alone. Get a stop here. Our offense is on the board now. Now we got a chance.
They played hard tonight.
Oh, they played so well. Nemo Hickson split to the bottom of the screen. Matched out there against Washington. Looking over the middle and able to get it complete up near the 30 as Jackson able to haul down his second catch here this evening.
Okay.
And Roof Doctor's first down.
It's simply going to be there. I mean, the way Blount is trying to take away the run, you got to be accurate with the football.
Yeah, big frame.
Yep.
Goes up and gets it to the 31-yard line.
Clock moving. Give it to Godfrey again. See what you get.
That's what they do. And penetration in the backfield by Jerry Brand, the linebacker. Comes in and gets this tackle for a loss.
Right place, right time,
Yep.
right? Godfrey ran right into the blitz. Blount being very aggressive, very physical.
Lost a yard on that one, and now 2nd and 11 for the Toros. Godfrey on the right side. He's dragged down behind by Norwood. 3rd and long coming up. Junior's had a heck of a game here on under the Friday night lights, Dan Brennan. He's played really well.
Norwood has looked good.
3rd and 9. Let's quick look down to Heather. Heather.
Yeah, guys, the morale here on the home sideline is the best it's been the whole entire game. After that touchdown was scored, yeah, they had a botched extra point, but the sidelines has been electric since that touchdown.
Screen. Toros use almost the entire play clock. Walker looking for Jackson, just over his outstretched hands. Toros looking for the shot there. Blount with good coverage on that one as well. But
They were back there, but Jackson had a step. Watch again.
Walker showing good arm strength here tonight, but
wow.
Passarelli on the punt from the 31. Let's see. Passarelli. Low kick, and the Toros cannot down it. So, but there is a flag. Hold on, we got a flag up at the line of scrimmage. So if it goes, if this one's going to be against the.
If you can decline it, do you?
Boy, you only yeah. So it was gone to the end zone. So you only gained 18 yards if you're Spanish for it. Then put it at the end. Put it at the end. Bring it out to the 25, and a net 13-yard punt.
Yeah, yeah. We saw this last week too.
Yep.
Putting the.
So it was 7 minutes to go.
Blount's in this game.
For sure.
They ripped off a big play to start their last drive, and it was a running play, and it was Deshaun Williams. Let's see what they draw up here.
And they keep Taldrin in at quarterback, and he wants to throw it, and it's nearly intercepted. Oh, it went off the hands of Reed Hopkins. Taldrin overthrew his receiver, and Hopkins, the junior, was close to maybe potentially get this one on ice for Spanish Fort.
Pass incomplete. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
Spanish
Keep an
Fort's
eye on
been
Coach Harris. He'll make a QB change if he doesn't like what's going on, right?
Yeah, he will. We've seen 3 tonight.
2nd and 10. Talden. The low snap gives it off to Williams. And he'll get 3, and 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Leopards inside 7 minutes.
The reason Hopkins was there, Jim, and there's no touch on that ball, but they're in 2 high safety, so they've got a couple of guys back there to cut off both sides of the field, and he nearly had the game, maybe not clincher, but pretty close.
Yeah. They look for Jackson. He's got the touchdown up top here on 3rd and 7, and moving too soon.
So if the tackle dropped back a little quick, trying to get the block on Cole McConaughey and keep him off the quarterback.
All right, now 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 12.
3rd and 11.
They've done a decent job on McConaughey tonight. He hasn't really made a bunch of plays.
Third and 12 for the Leopards. Talden wants to pull it down. He's got nowhere to go in 4th down. Coming up. He just didn't have much of a chance of anything there. Toros were coming. And Blount's going to have to punt, but I think we're going to get our heat timeout here. So we'll take a timeout with them halfway through the 4th. Blount going to have to punt it away, but they find themselves now just down by 3. 9-6-5, 55 to go on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals in HD in 2022, brought to you by USA Health. I imagine these guys are busy right now. Roof doctors. You'd know if you had a leak at this point. Herc Reynolds, Pro Solutions. They've been with us for a long time.
A player of the game. You know who else has been busy? Bucket doctors, because we have people buying buckets. Oh, sorry.
And the City Mobile, kindness counts. Really nice campaign.
Yeah,
trying to curb youth violence.
That was a cool interview with Joshua Heather did earlier.
I agree.
In the broadcast. So here we go, 4th and 11. And now if you're Blount, you know you're nervous about giving the ball back here with 5:55 to go, but you gotta punt it. Dunklin goes straight up, and it'll go to the 45, and just a 20-yard punt for the Leopards.
A little surprised how much Spanish Fort's thrown it here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
But again, it's only 9-6. They're still playing offense, so you know the preference would be let's just run it, and get out of here with a win.
No style points, 6A Region 1.
No.
But so, you know, this Blount defense now in 7.5 quarters has given up a total of 16 points this year against the number 2 ranked team in 5A and Spanish Fort.
Yeah, good point.
Godfrey on the right side, and good penetration to slow him down before the sophomore Johnson tackles him for a gain of a couple.
They've got numbers, Jim. If they were able to break it, it's probably 6, because the way Blount is pretty much selling out, trying to get what you just talked about, that penetration.
And Spanish Fort's been using big chunks of the play clock all night since the start of this game.
They have. They've been very good about that. You see some teams do it, kind of lose their focus a little bit, snap it too early. not the Toros, not tonight.
Again, as Walker snaps it with 3 to go, and Godfrey, nothing there. He'll get 2 more, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
The effort on Blount, man, has really been outstanding tonight. They have just, to this point, not given in, not given up. They're only down by 3. It's asking a lot because the offense hasn't done much, but this defense knows what they've got to do.
So Toros again let the play clock roll down. I think Chase Smith's going to take a timeout here.
I think so.
Let it roll all the way down, and he'll take it right before it gets to 0. So we'll take a timeout with him. 4:17 to go. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Toros. It's a good one here on Friday Night Rivals. Our Dr. Pepper player of the game, this young man, Jake Godfrey, 26 carries, 99 yards. He's got the only Toro touchdown. And he has been, whenever they needed a big play, he's been there for them tonight. Jake Godfrey, can he pick up a first down here for the Toros with 4:17 left?
3rd down and 6. Let's go, Leopards.
Our Dr. Pepper, one-of-a-kind player of the game. Out of the backfield, looking to set up a screen. There's nobody there. Passarelli maybe wanted to come to the tight end, but he was nowhere near that pass.
Yeah, I think got a little messed up with some of the pressure, too, on the quarterback.
There's a flag at the 45. I think that might be a lineman downfield. Maybe.
Could be a hold. Let's see what it is.
Boy, that pass interference stops. It's going to go against Spanish Fort.
You're right, lineman downfield, so they're going to decline that.
And that stops the clock, too, with 4:12 left.
Sets up a 4th down. And does Spanish Fort punt it again, Jim?
I would think so. Yeah, 4th and 6 from the 30.
Looks like Blount's going to get one more chance at it.
Yeah, so from the 40, Passarelli out here to punt. I said he wasn't the usual punter all game. I thought maybe he's been punting all night. Can I blame the uniforms? Is that hard to read?
So muddy out there, isn't it?
So, of course, first time they punted, looked like they just came out of the wash, and maybe didn't.
They're going to go in the wash tonight.
Yeah, this one rolls down to the 10, and that's where Blount will start.
We've got one timeout left, right, Jim?
So the scoreboard says 2, but they took one early in the 4th. Remember, the play clock was running down.
Yeah.
Took one, and then they took another one before 4th and goal. That's my recollection. But the scoreboard says 2, and that's where our information comes. But I do remember.
First down, Blount.
It appears by looking at the crowd on the other side that Spanish Fort decided to sit this one out and watch UTV 44. Now you've got people here.
Yeah.
But generally they bring more, and it's a big grandstand over there too.
It is. Like, it's HD? Jim and Dan?
That was the vote.
Give to Williams. Maybe we'll get to the 15, now across to the 16.
Williams on the carry.
Now bring up
Gain of 5.
second down.
5.
That kid has run hard tonight, Jim. Especially here in the second half when he's got more opportunities.
Roderick Talden. He's not throwing it like, not seeing him throw it like Poole did when he came in. Blount at their own 15 on 2nd and 5. And now pressure coming backside, and they'll wrap him up and bring him down.
That's the Spanish Fort defense for you.
That was Williams in there. They flushed him out. And now 3rd and 10 coming up.
McConaughey also part of that sack right there, big number 6.
But also good coverage there as Williams came in. McConaughey got around the block from Williams, and 3rd and 10 with 3 minutes left.
Punt team, get ready. Hurry up.
And the Leopards need a big play here. Dowden goes far side, gets it complete. But he's going to be well short of the first down as Jackson had to come back a little bit to catch that one. What do you do?
The pattern was short, so the throw was quick, but they've got
4th down.
Another
clock still running.
Six to go here, Jim.
Yeah, you got to go for it here.
Fake two.
Right here, yeah, you wouldn't. With 1 timeout left,
yeah,
or 2, but I'm almost positive it's 1. And Dowden stays in at quarterback. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, taking a lot of time to get it off. Dowden rolling out to the right side, trying to get to the sticks, and he's going to be stopped well short. And the Toros will force the Leopards to turn it over on downs.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Well, if there's any team out there that says, don't celebrate yet, it would be the Toros, considering the way they lost last week.
All the receivers were here, and that was McConaughey in there with the pressure.
He pushed Williams right back to the quarterback, and Williams didn't grab the jersey. No call, but I don't think you need it now because Spanish Fort's going to have the football. They're running it pretty well.
At the 15, Toros with a late substitution here. It's Godfrey split out wide this time. Wilson in the back. Oh, big tackle, and that tackle coming up high was a face mask, and one of the one came in there. You saw just the way the feet came out from underneath.
Yeah, that was number 8 again, Darian Curtis. He has had a really nice game.
Oh, yeah, boy, just reached in and was just trying to make a play and inadvertently got the face mask. Wasn't. How about our Blount Scholastic athlete? Dan?
The player we talked about before the game, Jerry's Houston, Blount High School, GPA of 3.72, 23 ACT. Of course, he's on the football field tonight. All kinds of honors. It's all brought to you by Andy Citron, by the way.
Florida Atlantic and Navy with scholarship offers.
How about that?
Thanks to Andy Citron, our Scholastic athlete sponsor again this year. And 1st and goal. Going to let the play clock run all the way down here at inside 10. They bring Passarelli in, kind of like a blocking back here. And inside, get ahead is Nemo Hickson for the Toro touchdown.
Hickson had a costly drop on a deep throw earlier tonight. They put him in a tailback, and bingo, there you go. There's 6 more for Spanish Fort. They are going to win this game, and they are going to be the one of the 2 that ends up.
The 2 brothers with a celebration.
Yeah, how about that with his brother JoJo right there?
Yeah, and first time we've seen him line up in the backfield.
Yep.
And he comes in and gets the score, and the Toros will try the PAT here, and I have got it in the Toros to salt this one away here, up by 10 with 1:11 left.
Blount just can't find any rhythm offensively. Now, they played 2 good defenses to open the season. They kind of asked for it, right? But that's been the issue. 3 different quarterbacks tonight.
Yeah, you can't fault the Blount defense on that when you get the ball, back in the Dr. Pepper
maroon zone.
Yeah.
Coach Harris has got his guys playing hard. They just have got to establish some sort of offensive identity. That was really the problem last year, too, for the Blount team. A year after Lev Holly left the school.
Blount deep to receive the kickoff.
And Lucas Bro here. Two-play scoring drive. Nixon on the 7-yard run. Scoring drive brought to you by our friends Mobile County Sheriff's Office. And the air has been taken out of this place with 1:11 left. Dan Brennebo, hold on. Up the far side. Houston finally pushed out of bounds across midfield. With 1:02 left.
He might be doing that for the Naval Academy next year. We'll see him in one of the most heralded games in the nation. What good speed by Houston.
Yeah, how about Bro, the kicker?
Yeah.
Pushed him out of bounds, then got shoved behind after he made the tackle.
Mixed it up a little bit over there. Now, if you're Blount, you're like, well, you know, we got a chance.
Yeah, they hadn't been able to move the ball through the air when Talbot came in.
First down, Leopards.
Let's see what the plan is with minute 2 to go.
I wonder if Poole maybe got injured on that fumble.
It could be.
48-yard line.
Yeah, he didn't seem, unless you're blaming him for the fumble, he didn't seem to play his way off the field, right?
No, and like you said, that was not a careless fumble. He had it wrapped up, and it was just a great hat
hit
on the ball.
Yeah.
Hit. And Talbot now wants to air it out down the right side, and that one well overthrown and incomplete.
Double team, too. They were aware. They were ready.
Yep. Toro's only rushing 3 on that one. They're dropping everybody. Everybody back in coverage.
Bring up 2nd down and 10.
So Blount. Jeopardy dropping down to 0-2 to start the year. 0-1 in the region. Spanish Fort, 55 seconds from evening up their record after week 2 at 1-1. Now pressure does come. McConaughey was there, and he flushed him out, and then the Toro was able to finish it off with Brian Baggett, the linebacker. Junior made the sack, also keeps the clock running until Blount takes a timeout to stop things here, and they're going to have 3rd and 14 coming up. I looked at a couple of salty defenses out there tonight.
No doubt. What are we going to see next week? St. Michael?
We are at
Bayside, right?
Bayside and St. Michael. And we will see the Spanish Fort team in 2 weeks as they travel up to Saraland.
They're going to have to play good defense that night.
Saraland was up big over Murphy last we heard. Williamson up big over LaFleur 34-0. Gulf Breeze and Fairhope 31-31 in the 4th quarter. Foley leads Baldwin County 14-0. UMS 27-7 over TR Miller. Gulf Shores beating Citronelle 49-20. Saraland on top of Murphy in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and down from McConaughey.
Yeah, he's kind of showing out in the 4th quarter. He's really, pinning back his ears.
And the young quarterback just had no chance on that.
No, he's a little guy, and McConaughey is 6'6", junior, being recruited by a lot of schools, including an offer from Colorado.
All right, 4th at 14 here as we're under 10 seconds to go. Last play of the game, barring something as a fumble is recovered here by Williams, and he's down. And that will bring this game to a close in a sloppy conditions. The Toros get their first win. Chase Smith, his first win as the head coach at Spanish Fort. A 16-6 victory. I think both teams realizing they were in a football game here tonight.
No doubt. We'll see what Chase has got to say to Heather. Like this guy a lot. He's no nonsense. He's kind of old school.
Yep.
There he is.
Josh Harris there.
Congratulating Harris on a job well done tonight with his team, especially on defense. They were really good.
Boy, if they get a little something going on offense, it's going to be hard to put a bunch of points on the board against this Blount defense.
I agree.
I mean, they've given up 23 in 2 weeks, and tonight, short field.
You know, as this guy goes along and he's congratulating the Blount players, he means it. He's talking to the players that he saw play well tonight, and he's letting them know, genuinely, good game.
Yeah, coaches know. They know. They know who's going hard across the other side from them as Blount falls to 0-2 on the. Boy, Heather just gave a very aggressive wave to Chase Smith to come over for the post-game interview. Heather was just like, get over here. just
well, she's in her second year.
Giving it to him. She's like, I got wet feet. I am ready to get this post-game interview on her way. Heather, ready? I'm going to guess she's ready. Let's go down to Heather.
Thanks, guys. All right, Coach. First win as a Toro, first win of the season, first win in the region. That's got to feel good.
Oh, unbelievable. Game like this, a nail-biter to the very end. I knew it was going to be like this with a program and team like Blount. Hats off to the coaches and players of Blount. Hats off to our kids. We came back, found a way to win, just that grit. Couldn't be prouder of the kids tonight.
You told me at half this was going to be a low-scoring game. You delivered. Talk about the conditions as they worsened throughout the night, but you still got the dub.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of adversity that we pushed through. I mean, we talk about adversity coming through, and we found a way to not let that take a win away from us. And the seniors came together and didn't let that take away what we did tonight. I'm proud of them.
First region win of the season. How are you going to carry this throughout the season?
Well, we just got to get better and better every week. I'm worried about the next week now, and us as a group just getting better and fixing the mistakes. That's what we're going to do.
We have someone from Dr. Pepper to give you the game-winning trophy.
Hey, congratulations. We just want to say thank you from Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola on a great win.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
He's going to tell his grandkid his first win at Spanish Fort. They gave me a trophy.
Is it like this every week up here?
They earned it. Our Herc Reynolds Players of the Game nominees, Jacob Godfrey, also quarterback Braden Walker, and from Blount on that defense, had to be somebody on that defensive side, Kevin Norwood. And you can go to UTV44.com and vote on the player of the week, and we'll tell you who won next week when we are at Bayside, as Bayside will host St. Michael, and it'll be our third week of the broadcast season. That comes up next Friday, but here tonight, Spanish Fort gets the victory by a score of 16-6. Our Friday Night Rivals tonight and every week brought to you by Dr. Pepper and Sonic, United States Coast Guard, Greer's, Sparrow Spine Furniture, Hanson Supertex, Andy Citron Injury Attorneys, Alabama Orthopedic Clinic, USA Health, Roof Doctors, the City of Mobile, and Herc Reynolds. All those fine partners here tonight helped us bring you the Spanish Fort victory, 16-6 over the Blount Leopards. Spanish Fort 1-1 on the year, 1-0 in the region. Blount falls to 0-2 and 0-1 in the region. For Russ Aaron, our director tonight, Heather Healy on the sideline, Dan Brennan, I'm Jim Cox saying good night from Blount, where the Toros, like Vanu, tough win here tonight. Jake Godfrey and his crew get the victory on the road here on Friday Night Rivals.